recording?
F.
H.
H.
Yeah. Say hi, Billy. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, guys. So this is my daily check-in for
A. A.
Thursday, January 30th. Hope you can hear me. And so, yeah, yesterday was pretty good. We're going to quickly go over the talking points of my inputs, the food, insulin, any other experiments, anything that was new or different, my blood glucose, my feelings and mood, and my energy throughout the day. So first we'll go over the food. So I believe this was my morning. So I had my digestive supplement powder only, no pills. And I had some chlorella. This is what I had for breakfast. So we had some fresh made homemade beans. So kind of did a little taco. I only had one corn tortilla. My cravings for the corn tortillas has subsided, so I'm not drawn to that. I don't feel like I need that anymore. So I just had one, and I avoided it the rest of the day because didn't need that carb hit. I didn't want to require insulin for that type of stuff, which is good. I feel good. Like I have that craving. I had some, and now it's out of my system, so I feel really good about that. I also had some fruit in the morning, so that was my morning, and then my supplement. So the multivitamin, the vitamin C here is in the background in my silver. All right, so that was my morning, and morning you can see I did pretty good. I did not do any insulin, so I did do exercise after that meal. So beans high carb, corn tortilla high carb, and then that supplement powder is actually kind of a little bit high carb. It's like a little bit of sweetener to the powder to for people to taste it like a mango or something. So that makes me go a little bit high. So all those combined with a weightlifting workout that was more, I did a warm up in 2 sets because I'm getting back into that type of workout at higher weights. So I was probably working out for about half an hour for that. And I did go high. I went up to 200 for a little bit, and I came back down slowly. I didn't do any insulin, and then I got all the way down to 106 before lunch started hitting me up here. So for lunch, I did more of the tacos. So we had the beans. I just did a bean bowl, so I didn't need my tortilla. I'm doing the new version of our supplements from Dr. Colleen. So this is the ginseng and astragalus from last time. This is the same as before, and we're switching up this one. So before I was doing 6 Gentlemen, now I'm doing Nourish Essence, whatever that means. I have to look into that. And for the digestion, and then I had some more chlorella tabs, and I had some feeling still hungry after that taco bowl, so I had some fruit. I had an apple, some of the celery. Some of it didn't taste very good. I had some broccoli and kiwi. I did have a few, and I had a second bowl of beans. That's right, a second bowl of beans. I did 3 units for that one, and you could see that it worked out really well. So I did 3 units. I didn't put this in my Dexcom. Pretty sure I did my squats at 20 and 40 minutes, but you can see I went from 107.6 to 181. I still went kind of high. But I came right back down in those 3 units. They were. I think I need to time my insulin better because I need to take my insulin earlier so I don't go as high. I also won't go as low afterwards after this is done burning. Because I got down to 68. Okay, so we actually went to the farmer's market yesterday. So leads me to my next. So I was craving bread actually. So the corn tortillas are out. The bread is in. And I haven't really had bread in 3 years, like a real slice of bread. I think I had on 2 of my cheat days. I had a pizza. I used to be a really big pizza lover. So we had a Neapolitan pizza, and I thought I would enjoy the cheese the most because I used to always say that I love cheese. But it was the bread that I enjoyed more than the cheese, more than the sauce, more than everything, which is I thought was that I never paid too much attention to the bread. The bread is an important component when you're really into pizza, but yeah, the bread was the highlight there. So anyway, yeah, so those cheat days went terribly because I didn't know how to manage the insulin, how much to take for what. Anyway, but this is another example of a lot of carbs. So you can see we had a couple of those slices there, and so that this was kind of my dinner. So I filled up. I probably ate almost half a loaf. You know, kind of a lot of bread, but my body just really wanted it. I didn't know how to dose insulin for it, so I'll tell you that in a second. And then I also grazed. I had a few carrots and a few berries and stuff because I was starting kind of low, so I started with some berries to boost my blood glucose a little bit. And then I capped my night with a little bit of hot chocolate. I did some insulin. So the insulin was I did because I didn't take my insulin pen with us to the farmer's market. My timing of insulin was less than ideal. So if you go back to my chart here, so we're down to 68, and we go all the way up here, right? Instead of this dip. So this rise and dip is from what I ate at the farmer's market. Okay, so I had some bread, not a lot. We were going to go home and finish our meal. So this is absolutely no insulin, bread, and fruit. So pretty fast rise, and slowly it comes down. And when we got home, we did some more bread and more bread, and we had this like cashew cream cheese, which was really good. Just a light spread of that. So that has a little bit of fat. So that was kind of my fat for the day. And I did insulin then, but I was already starting at 161. I had a few more slices of bread, and so I went really high. I did 3 units of insulin. I did my 50 air squats at 20 minutes and 40 minutes after that. And then I watched a show in bed to unwind, and then I checked my numbers again. I was still really high, so I took 2 more units because I didn't want to stay high all night. And then I did 2 rounds of exercise. So the 20 minutes and 40 minutes of 50 squats. And I stayed above 200 all night. So I have noticed that when I lie down, the insulin is not as effective that I take. And I think it has something to do with the blood flow. That's my guess. So anyway, last night was probably the worst night. It wasn't bad by any means. It's not bad, but in terms of blood sugar overnight, after I've cleaned up my diet, after I got off all my medication, that was the worst night because I was over 200. And 200 still like new to me because I'm in January 2020. I started doing more higher carb stuff, clean high carb stuff. Clean meaning low fat, whole foods. So yeah, it is what it is. I feel like from a nutritional aspect, my body needed something in the bread. I don't know what it was. I'm trying to kind of to figure out what's a craving that my body needs and what's a craving that I just have for something. I've been doing this diet for so long where I don't crave pizzas. Except for on rare occasion, I see a commercial, it's all creamy and juicy, all that stuff. But I don't crave all the junk food that I used to crave. And I've even on some of my cheat days, like the cheat days with the pizza I mentioned, I didn't really like the pizza that much. I just like the bread. I did cheat days with this breakfast bread pudding that has bananas, and it's caramelized bananas and milk, and you have a sugary coffee drink with it. That used to be my go-to for brunch. I had that, and it was like overly sweet to me, and I didn't like it, to be honest. It was not good. So I think I've gotten a lot of the junk food cravings out of my system, which is great. So I'm trying to play with these cravings, and as maybe my body needs something from that type of food. So from that perspective, I actually feel good about having that bread because it was fresh baked. The day of the farmers. It was the farmers market was in the afternoon, so it's not like it came out of the oven. We ate it, but it was fresh baked that day. It was really, really good quality, high, whole grain wheat, and it's just the type that I wanted. It was the rustic bread. It's kind of harder on the outside, soft on the inside, and it's really hit the spot. So anyway, that's what I'm trying to do. Even though it was a bad glucose day overnight, the daytime wasn't that bad. Yes, I went high. I kind of came right back down. I stayed a little bit high in the morning from the beans, but I also didn't take any insulin. So I think I'm really happy with my afternoon. I think I just need to move my insulin dosage earlier, before the carbs hit. So I think I took the insulin after I ate because I didn't know what I was going to eat. And so my adjustment here is I'm going to take my insulin before I eat, like my first part of the meal. And if I have extra stuff I want to eat afterwards that's beyond like the normal meal size, and that requires insulin, I'll take an extra dose then. But I just need to time my insulin a little bit earlier, and I might even time it a little bit before I sit down to eat. I'll feel that one out. But anyway, that's kind of how yesterday went for blood glucose and food. So let's go here to the experiments here. So energy wise, I did not wake up with a lot of energy. I felt like I kind of had a mixed energy in the morning. In mid morning, I was on the computer. I was getting stuff done. But before that, I was tired. So I am feeling like I need to step up my sleep game for sure. I'll give myself that. I'll give myself that because it wasn't like impeding my productivity. I felt like I could have taken a nap in the morning because I was tired, but once I got into things, I was good. So I'm gonna give myself the X for that. Now the whole food plant based, I think I did good for the first two. I definitely did good for the first two. For the second one with that cashew butter, I think I'm gonna give myself that because I had ratio wise way more bread and fruit, and it's just a light spread. So I'm gonna give myself that one. Did not get 8 hours of sleep. I did not nap. I did my red glasses, even though I was on the computer and it's hard to read. Was not asleep before 10, and I didn't wake up without an alarm. So the problem area here was sleep, and I've been good before. I just need to get back to it. Did not run. I want to take a break from run. I did a muscle warm up, and I did need another one here. We need to do, I'll just call it more appropriately weightlifting. And I've been meaning to add a stretch here. Okay. So I did the muscle warm up and the weightlifting here. I did not stretch. I did the weightlifting, muscle warm up were my post morning. I did these. Hydration, I've been good at. I didn't do my afternoon, but I did my evening. Sun exposure, I did good there. Dang, I didn't do any of my placebos. Another problem area here. So we discontinued this combo. We have a new combo. I didn't do it in the morning. I did the evening too. Okay. Did not do coffee or tea. Had hot chocolate. Did feel a little stressed. Did not feel depressed. Just felt a little stressed. Projects at work are a little bit behind. I'm getting a little nervous on that. So I'm feeling a little bit of stress from work. So I just need to put the time in, and I'll be fine. Multivitamins did good. Did good on the silver. Was not sick. No deep fatigue. Okay. Now we did 3 units of insulin for lunch. Did not have an afternoon snack. And then we did 3 and 2. So we did 8 units of insulin yesterday. Did not track my macros. I need to find an easy way to do this. I probably just have to front load it and figure out the carbs beforehand. Maybe I need to make a new spreadsheet or something to keep these things for quick references. But I think I am enjoying having the pinto beans, although I think I have that out of my system too. I think I want more potatoes. But anyway, that's enough of that. So that was Thursday. Let me see if I forgot anything. Okay. So feeling and mood. So feelings was I felt good. There's a little bit of the stress stuff. I was kind of, but when I wasn't working, I felt pretty good. I didn't feel good about having to go to sleep at like 200 and hoping that it would go down. I felt pretty confident it would go down, but it didn't. Um, so so I wasn't feeling good about that. I wasn't feeling good about some of the work stuff. So a little bit of stress, and that affects my mood a little bit. But I know I'm working on that. Energy was pretty good for the day. It wasn't a gold star day, but I'm not getting the full amount of sleep. So with more sleep, I will be able to have a lot better energy, and I do need to add those affirmations as well. Okay, guys, that's the daily log for Thursday, January 30th, 2020. Have a good day.